Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, B.H.M, Yahweh Shai, B.H.M Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akwanakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled W.E.B. Du Bois was a Tare and Rosa Parks was a setup. And then in parentheses, you got B.H.M, which stands for, History Month. All right, we're being as careful as we can. We don't want to get on Esau's touchy side as it happens to be. Because this whole, B History Month is what I'll put it as. They set this up for our people. All right, most notably the Southern Kingdom. All right, the so-called Negroes. All right, which would be, we go ahead and grab the chart here. We can go and get the 12 tribe sign. The B History Month is primarily for, the so-called, Negroes, the West Indians and Haitians, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right? The Islanders, but, here it's mostly a concept here in America, all right? Mostly dealing with Judah, all right? The so-called Negroes, right? And that's what they set up for our people. And they have like I said, I believe I'm from the tribe of Judah, but going back to my my lineage, as you would, we don't know exactly who the guy is, but there's the guy rumored to be my dad's father is a Issacharite, so I'd be lumped into the Northern Kingdom, but like I said, I believe to be I'm of the Southern Kingdom, just from things. But we have one as well. We, so-called Latinos, we have one as well called, Latin Heritage Month, or, wherever they call it, Latin Heritage Month. It's something like that. They call it, National Hispanic Heritage Month. So they gave us a month as well. Thanks, Daddy Esau. No, it's a bunch of bullshit, man. Look what our shit's lumped in with. They gave everybody one, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, Women History Month, Veterans Day, Pride Month, Halloween, just a day for everything. Can you believe there's a Talk Like a Pirate Day, man? They really have that. It's a real fucking thing. Now, it's not particularly celebrated, but it's a real thing. September 19, 2024, International Talk Like a Pirate Day. All right, and I believe that to be some bullshit. All right, it's stupid, man. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's some worldly stuff, and I can't remember if it was Morgan Freeman or Samuel L. Jackson said, to be limited down to a day, all right, is a sign of discrimination, or not a day, but a month. To be limited down to a month, it's like, all right, you can celebrate for a fucking month, you goddamn coons, but after that, you better shut the fuck up and wrap it up. That's and they do it the same thing with our people. We're all Israelites, whether you're so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. Now, I'm sure they probably have something for Native American, and I know it's not Thanksgiving, but they probably have something for Native Americans. Really, I don't know if they would lump it in with Hispanic Heritage Month, but they give us these months, and they say, here you go, have yourself a month. We don't want your month, Esau. Take your month and shove it up your ass. We don't want it. All right. So we're touching on this because that's what we're in. We're currently in that month. All right. B.H.M, the History Month, the Negro History Month, as we'll call it. Right. Where they have given, the Southern Kingdom of our people a whole month to be happy. After that, shut up. Don't talk about it. Can't say certain things, but but what I am going to do, because I forgot to do this ahead of time, is I gotta send some photos, some screenshots, because this was originally inspired by a post I saw on Reddit. All right, so they're sending right now, so I'm gonna go over there and get it. Let me just wait a little bit, and it should be there. I'm gonna pause this real quick, and I'll be right back with you. All right, we're back. Didn't want to give out all the email info, so we got it right here. Go ahead and extract it on camera. Boom. Get rid of that. So these are all the images. All right, and this is where it started with. Right? This is the post. It's by London, a day in London, 94. Rosa Parks' husband had a car? The what? Really? The meh face? And Ski, all right, at Media Maven KH said, let's discuss this next month. Laugh my ass off. You know, let us have the month. You know, this is from who? This is from the subreddit Black People Twitter. And they got some good stuff occasionally. All right, we can circle back on this one. But yeah, you know, and look, and there's so much to this, man. Unfortunately, again, I'm limited on time because it's week, but we're gonna touch on as much of it as I possibly can, right? So this is from Pudding Jello. It says, wait till he learns that Rosa Parks wasn't even the first Rosa Parks. She did her thing because the original lady was unwed and pregnant or something, and that wasn't a good look back then. So they tapped Rosa to be the one or something like that. I'm from the South. Our education ain't the best down here. I know the general outline is correct, but details might be off. So the next guy, let me grab a sip over here. Next guy or gal, whoever it happens to be behind this username of one finger peace sign, says, I mean, it is, but that doesn't mean they aren't right. It was, oh, no, this ain't the guy. I ain't gonna mock him. I think he's just talking about the regular, okay. I mean, it is, but that don't mean they aren't right. It was quite literally set up. What was the title of the lesson? W.E.B. Du Bois was a tear and Rosa Parks was a setup. It was a setup, Jake. So let's get to it. It was quite literally a setup. Claudette Colvin had refused to vacate her seat. That was the original girl, Claudette Colvin. All right. Let's go look her up. All right, this is her here. All right. Claudette Colvin, as you can see. Looking like everybody's grandmama, right? Said, had refused to vacate her seat, and Rosa Parks was chosen to recreate the moment for publicity and to advance the movement. So it was a setup. They used Rosa Parks because, well, it's gonna show you here in a minute. Well, one of the reasons was they used Rosa Parks as a setup to advance this movement. What was this movement? The NAACP, right? That NAACP movement, because Rosa Parks was an NAACP plant, okay? And we're gonna touch on the NAACP, you know, aka W.E.B. Du Bois, all right, who was a fucking tear. Was not a Jake, was not an Israelite. Excuse me while I adjust my chair. Got caught up on the rug again. One of these days I got to do something about it. But until then, we're just gonna keep on adjusting the chair. But you know, he was a setup. You know, that whole movement was set up by Esau. Well, look, he's a black man. He wasn't your brother. All right, he wasn't your cousin. What up, cut? He wasn't none of that, man. He was just a chocolate covered Edomite. That's all he was, man. All right, that's all he was. And you took his advice because of the way he looks. That's why the Lord doesn't deal with looks. That's why the Lord doesn't mess around with looks. Okay, we're gonna go grab that. I got an N in there accidentally. It'll fix it. There we go, Lord willing. So where is it? 1 Samuel 16:7 says what? We'll read it from 7. It says, 1 Samuel 16:7, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature. I don't care how he holds himself. I don't care how he looks. All right, don't look on those things. All right, is what the Lord said to Samuel, right? Like how you know, translate it into today's speech, right? Because I have refused him. Don't look on how he holds himself. Don't look at how he stands and his height is there. I don't want nothing to do with that guy. Doesn't matter how he looks, Sam. All right, Sam. I don't know if he would abbreviate it to Sam, but doesn't matter how he looks, Samuel. It doesn't matter how he looks, right? Because I have refused him. It says, for the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. The Lord's not looking, oh, he's black, oh, he's white, oh, he's green, oh, he's purple. No, they're not that there's green or purple people, but it's not a color thing, man. It's never been a color thing. And that Esau tries to push that it's a color thing. All right, that's why when we talk about the so-called white man, Esau gets so hurt. They're being racist, man. See, they're talking about white. No. See, yeah. For the vast majority, yes, the Edomites are so-called white people. All right, but I'm a so-called white person, am I not? Look at my skin. It would be considered leprous skin. All right, skin lacking pigment. All right, skin that is more red than it is brown. All right, does that make me an Edomite? No, it does not make me an Edomite. What about people that happen to have what's that shit? Albinism. All right, are they? What about, does that change who they are? because now their skin is a different color? No. It does. Well, you can still tell because the ears and nose and the lip is still, but does that change who they are? But it's the skin color. We're not talking about how they look other than with skin color. Does skin color change the fact that that person, even though they have albinism, is still a so-called black person? No, it does not. You'd still call them a so-called black person. That's the thing. See that, and that's the thing that Esau, they set their system up by color. All right, our system's set up by nation. All right, are you an Israelite, right? And if you're an Israelite, what tribe are you from? Are you a Judite? All right, are you from the tribe of Manasseh or Ephraim? All right, are you a Gadite? All right, are you an Issacharite? Who are you and where are you from? Okay, but Esau doesn't do that. You're black, you're brown, you're white, you're yellow, right? That's how they set up people, and they come up with their own nations. Biblically, we have all the nations. Moab for the so-called Chinese. We have Ammon for the so-called Japanese. All right, we have Ishmael for the so-called Middle Eastern. All right, we have Ham for the so-called Africans. All right, going to the Israelites, we got Gad for the so-called Native Americans. Issachar for the so-called Mexicans. You got Manasseh. What is that? The so-called Cubans. Let me go see. I'm not the best versed with the Northern Kingdom. Let me see. Manasseh being the Cubans. All right, Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Rican. Now we had all these things. Look, we have Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. But they removed all those, said, oh, those don't matter. Those are crap. Throw them away, right? And what did they come up with? Negro. Well, I accidentally skipped because I dragged. Apparently that's a new thing. But they came up with, no, Judah, Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, Panamanians, They put their own name, right? They said, oh, to hell with what the Lord had set up. We have our own thing, and we're going to call them this. We're going to call them that, because Esau, they want to be God, and they want to, and even though they came up with these names for us, Negroes and Latinos and all this stuff, they can't decide, oh, you're Latinx, or, oh, no, they're not Latino, they're Hispanic. Oh, no, they're not Hispanic, they're Mexican American. Oh, no, they're not Mexican American, they're Latin American. No, they're not Latin. Make up your goddamn mind, man. Make up your goddamn mind. They just want to put these names, anything to keep from saying that we're Israelites. Anything, black, brown, green, purple, red, Cuban, Dominican, anything to just say Israelite. They try to, anything, man. So going back to 1 Samuel 16:7, the Lord doesn't care about how you look. He cares about who you are, your bloodline. Who do you go back to? Do you go back to Israel, or do you go back to a heathen nation? Which one is it? 1 Samuel 16:7, once again, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature. Now, what is countenance? I want to make sure I was saying what this was. Look, expression, how composure, how you hold yourself, right? So on and so forth, right? Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. The Lord said, I don't care how he looks or how he with the clothes, the dress, doesn't matter. I've refused him. I don't want nothing to do with him, right? For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. See, man sees. Let's let the scripture explain it. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. All right, when you look at people, and that's the problem with these, here's one under my footstool. Oh man, I'm messing it up. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. So look at this. We'll go from 1. Check this out. This is how human eyes will get you. This is James 2:1. All right, if it actually gets to where I needed to be instead of being on the other one, even though I clicked. James 2:1. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect to persons. For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there coming also a poor man with vile raiment. So on one hand, all right, you have a man coming in, nice, trimmed, proper beard. No, I'll use Esau's example. No beard, clean face, all right, smelling like a Tom Ford cologne, all right, wearing a nice, 2-piece, 3-piece, 4-piece, something stupid amount of piece suits, all right, with a tie, with a gold ring. Hello, everybody. My name is Jim. How are you all doing this wonderful evening, right? He comes in goodly apparel, right? And they're also coming a poor man in vile raiment. His garment looks like crap. It's all torn up. All right, it has stains on it. All right, his hair might be stinking, matted in place, might have a cough. He comes in, right? Here you go. That poor man's obviously better, right? Or no, that's Slovakia. That rich man's obviously better, right? That rich man's obviously better, right? That's what you're gonna do, would it not be? James 2 and 3, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, the fancy and nice clothing, right? And say to him, sit thou there. Oh no, sit thou here in a good place. Come here, have this best view in the spot, right? And say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit under my footstool, right? Give him the shittiest seat in the house, right? It says, are ye not partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts, right? It says, hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him. The Lord doesn't care about what you look like. If you're wearing the gay apparel, or you look nice, you got Versace on, it doesn't matter, all right? The Lord chose what? It says, hath not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, poor in items and material, right? Rich in faith, right? Rich in faith. So we're poor in the world, but rich in faith. And I'd much rather be rich in faith than to be having some stupid ass suit, all right, with a penis tie, because that's what that is. That's phallic worship of just like weird. It's just weird. It's that Esau shit, man. Wear this tie. No, thank you. I'm good, Esau, but thanks for the opportunity. It says right here, let's continue on with what this guy was talking about. We wanted to touch on that. It's not about, the Lord doesn't care about outward appearance. Wanted to put that out there, right? Because Esau always kind of jump in, see, it's black against white. No, it's not, all right? It's Israel against everybody else. That's what it is. And Israel has already won because the Lord had already chose Israel. You people are done. He has nothing to do with you. You're not his people. You're heathens. Okay? It says she was chosen, Rosa Parks was chosen. Why? Because unlike Claudette, she wasn't a dark-skinned, unwed, single mother. Emphasis on Rosa Parks being lighter skinned. It's a gross fact of life that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. They knew that racist public would emphasize more with Rosa than Claudette. And you know what? Rosa could have been a Tare too, because I actually looked into her and there's a chance. It says, it's sad that they had to lean into colorism and respectability politics to advance the movement when you can't deny its effectiveness. They leaned into that, Jake, because it's not your movement. The Black History movement, the Black Power, the Black Panthers movement, the BLM movement is not your movement. It's a set up fucking infiltrated group that's been infiltrated by Edomites, the fucking CIA, and it's set up there to give you a calm bit of moment, say, oh, look, we have something. It's set up, man. Look what happened with BLM, busting into Footlockers, busting into buildings, fires in the streets, shootings. How did that help the black community any? It didn't. It was a setup, Jake. And some of these other Jake in the world, even the 2/3, even the still smoking, black and milds and getting wild, gold chain having Israelites in the world will tell you, yeah, man, that shit was a setup, bruh. And they'll just like that, all right? Fucking dudes down in Memphis, hey, man. All right, they'll tell you it straight up. Now, that shit was a setup, man. You have Project Pat probably tell you that's a setup, right? So but you, Jake, don't get it. You think it's for you. It's not for you. There was videos of Esau in there trying to stir up the minds of you, Jake, saying, break in there, get him. And then that one guy, there was a video of it I saw, and he was like, hey, film him, man. He's trying to get us people to bust in. And who was it? Lo and behold, a crack-a-lackin' ass cracker, all right, in the crowd, trying to get everybody riled on up. All right, it's a setup, man. It's a setup. The Rosa Parks thing was a setup. The NAACP was a setup. The Black Panthers were a setup. All right, BLM is a setup. It's all a setup, and they've rebranded over and over and over again. The NAACP didn't really work. All right, keep it around, but let's move on. All right, the Black Panthers, let's move there. Black Power. Now that didn't move. Infiltrated, killed a lot of the major leaders. All right, that didn't work. That was a setup. Moving on. All right, now let's do this. They had the brown berets. All right, for the so-called Latinos. That was a setup. Got rid of that. All right, and then it kept on going. Now you're with BLM, and oh look, no, this is for us. It's a fucking setup, man, and you don't even get it. It's a setup, and you can't even smell it. You can't even taste the poison that they're putting in your food, Jake. Simple, man, simple. So of course that this is how that is. It says, and then simple Jake, Curioso Giorgio, it sucks, but you have to play the cards you're dealt, and ultimately the ends justify the mean, in my opinion. Well, let's see, Jake, you're still underpaid. They're still not hiring you. All right, you're still getting killed. All right, the black man is still the most highly murdered individual. All right, they're still saying that the black man deletes black women at a higher level rate. All right, your women still hate you. All right, you're still treated like shit. You're still the #1 prison occupant. All right, you had to play the ends justify the mean. What did Black Power or what did Black History Month get you? Nothing. You're still over here yelling about reparations. They didn't get us shit. It didn't get us anything. All right, they didn't get the so-called Negroes, Latinos, or Native Americans. Nothing. Not the Black Power movement, not the Latin Power movement. None of it. It didn't get us anything. All right, it didn't get us anything. So you're this Curiosity Giorgio guy is the average state of the dumbed down, dumbass mindset of a Jake. They gave us something. They didn't give you shit. All right, they didn't give you shit. You know what they gave you? Boxes of guns in the hood. Look it up. You know what they gave you? Removing the black man out of the house to create that fucking single mother ideology. That's what they gave you. All right, that's what they gave you. All right, forcing you on welfare and then calling you welfare babies. All right, making you the one that get it and making it to where you had to get on and say, look at all these fucking coons on welfare. That's what, you know, they set all that shit up, and you have it. You're idolizing this. That oh, this helped. And you know, it's not the white man that did it. It's all the white man. Who's the one that's controlling the government right now? The white man. So you think he's just gonna let you form this group that he wants nothing to do with? No, he's gonna form it. He's gonna allow you to form it, and then you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna infiltrate it. He does it with everything. He's even done it with this truth. Yes, that is true. There are spies and informants and infiltrates or whatever you want to call them, spies, I guess. Infiltration units or something. How about that? That have made it into this truth. Yes, and they don't last long. They get spit out to collect data or however it works, right? And some whole groups are set up, all right? You know, some groups that start with I and end with C, all right, are whole infiltration groups. They're already been compromised. Well, what do you mean? You say they got spies? I'm not saying necessarily they have spies, but they've already been compromised because they took the 501c3, all right? As soon as that happens, boom. Now you're compromised now. You took that thing, you're compromised. All right, that means you're getting money from Daddy Esau. All right, you're getting his money, so you can't teach certain things, you can't say certain things, you can't do certain things, you can't show certain things, you can't breathe certain things. All right, and that's why you don't get the truth when you go over there, because there's certain things that they just can't say. All right, that's why they don't teach the name Yahweh Shemi Shai. They're probably not allowed to. They might say it every now and then, but they don't teach it because Daddy Esau probably said, hey, no, you don't teach that. All right, you preach in the name of Most High and Christ blessed. You don't say that name, that terrible name that strikes fear into us. All right, because that's how it happens with Esau. That name is very terrible to them. It strikes fear into the heathen when they hear it. They don't want no, Nate. Nope, you don't say that. You say Most High and Christ blessed. Oh, we'll take that bag. We'll take that bag, Nate. You know, and so, hey, man, it's everything. A lot of these things, look, anytime in these Jake movements, your whole culture, Jake, your culture is not your culture. Your culture is not your culture. All right, black culture, guns, gang violence, rap music, all right, hopping cart, that's not your culture. Your culture is being an Israelite. All right, if you go back in the Bible, you'll see what your culture is. But Black History Month is celebrating what? Black culture. And your black culture is not your culture. Black culture is white culture that was set up to you by the white man. All right, he gave it to you. All right, what is black culture? Adultery. Who was created by what? Who's the main adulterer? The white man. All right, and then beating and killing and shooting and killing with a sword. Whose blessing is that? The so-called white man. All right, women being promiscuous. All right, and hoes. The so-called black women. Who started that all? The so-called white women. It's not your culture. It's Esau's culture, rebrowned, rewrapped, and they called it a different candy. But at the end of the day, it's the same sucker, different flavor. And you fucking Jakes got played, man. You Jakes got played. All right. So here you go. You can see right here it says, thanks for naming the original lady. Her name was Claudette Colvin. Yada, yada, yada. She was a teenager, too dark skinned. Right. And I don't think I have too many more. But you know, this person says, what does having a car have to do with racial discrimination? All right. It says they are trying to make the point of why did she take the bus if she had a car? The comment is just racism. No, it's true. If you had a car, why the fuck did you take the bus? Because it was a setup. It was a setup. Because it was a fucking setup, you dumbass Jakes, and you don't get it, man. You don't get it. And Jake's in here just rattling, sounding like the Tasmanian devil, just spitting a bunch of bullshit that they don't know anything about. Jake in the dark, and they're proud about it. You try to hand them a flashlight, no flashlights here, brother. Black power. You know, and it's set up, man. It was a setup. And I know you Jakes hate to admit that you've been fucked over and bamboozled, But guess what, Jake? You've been fucked over and bamboozled. All right, you can't trust Daddy Esau. All right, this is Psalms. Let's go and get Psalms 58:3. Accidentally gave away our closing note, but Psalms 58:3. It reads, the wicked. Who is the wicked? Who's the border of wickedness? Esau, Edom. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Border of wickedness. Let's go and get that. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Border of wickedness. Where here it is. Where Malachi 1 and 4. All right, because we're supposed to prove all things. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. What is indignation? Is it something happy? Is it something good? Is it something fun?
Indignation.
Indignation, anger or annoyance, provoked by what is, it says provoked or perceived as what is unfair treatment. Resentment, all right? Disgruntlement, anger, all right? Displeasure, all right? He is angry with these people forever. When the Lord hath indignation for forever. He hates these people and will hate these people forever, all right? And that's how it will go, all right? And what the Lord hates, we hate. So we hate these people too, because they every single twist and turn that they get, they're repeatedly trying to fuck us, man. They're trying to set up these things, put these things in the community, and just keep the mind of Jake in the dark. That's their ultimate goal. They don't want Jake waking up. That's why they even created fake movements, Nation of Islam, and all this weird bullshit, black power, you know, and to keep you in that mindset. All right, and you don't realize that they used reverse, what do they call that? Reverse psychology. You might say, well, why would the Edomites set up something that's against the Edomites? All right, why would the white man set up something against the white man? Because he wants you to think that, hey, we the white man set up this thing and have it act like it's against the white man, so it tricks those stupid Negroes in down there into thinking that this is for them when really we set it up and they think it's against us, but we're controlling the whole operation. It was a gotcha, Jake. It was a gotcha. We're going to prove that with the NAACP in here in just a moment. So let's go back. So Psalms 58:3, it says, the wicked, Esau, Edom, are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, making things up, all right, creating little events saying, oh yeah, you know, that was created by blood. And they know these top elite, all right, of white people, all right, these Rockefellers, these Vanderbilts, all right, all these Steinsteins and Bergs, all right, they know who they are. They know, you know, Rothschild goes back to the red shield, all right, and going back to Esau, Edom, Idumeans, knowing who they are. They know who they are. They know they're the Edomites, and if they know they're the Edomites, they know that we're the Israelites, okay? And if they know that we're the Israelites and they know that they're the Edomites, then they know that they as the Edomites have to do something against us Israelites, all right? Because they don't want us, you know, to prosper. They don't want us ultimately to be saved, because once that happens, and they don't want us waking up, because once we wake up, the truth gets sealed, all right? This gets sealed, all right? The you know, the famine of the word comes, all right? And I don't want to say sealed, but, you know, once the elect is sealed, all right, and the truth, you know, the famine of the word comes, it's no longer being taught, then that means Jacob trouble happens, and then it's on their way to be into captivity. Ultimately, they don't want people waking up, because once everybody's woken up, boom, just like that, they get to go into captivity. They get to be killed, captive. It's not going to be good for them. So that's their ultimate goal, is to stop that from happening. Are they going to stop it from happening? No, they're not the Lord, but they think they can. They think they can. They think they can. They think they can, but they can't. All right. Remember that? What was that? That train? I can't remember what it was. It was like a story for little kids, but that's Esau, man. They act like children. If I think about it really hard, it'll happen, man. No, it won't. All right, the Lord doesn't want it to happen. Why? Because the Lord hates you, man. He has indignation against you forever. He doesn't like you, and we don't either. All right? So this is W.E.B. Du Bois, all right? The Tare himself. All right, you see him, that's a brother. That ain't no brother. All right? As I just spill my coffee everywhere. Bear with me just one moment. But that ain't no brother, man. You know? Luckily, it was just a little dot, a little dab, a little dollop. All right. So let me get back over here. Alrighty. So get back on track. All right. This is a brother. It's our brother. This ain't a brother, man. This is a Tare, and that's why you can't go off of skin color. Okay, first of all, he looks a little bit weird to even be a brother. That nose don't look quite right. Okay, something's wrong with the ear. All right, the head shape. Something ain't right about it. The way the eyes are, they're the only things that are kind of a little bit jakey, really. Everything else just kind of don't add up. Don't look like a brother to me too much, honestly. Just saying. But so-called black man, right? Let me grab this drink. So who was he? All right, we'll skip all this shit. We don't give a fuck about him. Blah, 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 blah. All we want is this. Du Bois was one of the founders of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, aka the NAACP. In what year? 1909. Du Bois used his position in the NAACP to respond to racist incidents. After the First World War, he attended the Pan-African Congress. African, keeping you in that dumbed down mindset. We are from Africa. You're not a fucking, no, you're not a Hamite. All right, and if you're with that, we are from Africa, maybe you are. Maybe you are then. I'll take that back. If you're all with that African shit, maybe you are a Hamite. All right, it speaks to me somewhere deep in my soul, brother. Okay, cool. You ain't my brother. You're a Hamite. You go over there and hang out and fucking eat fufu and bang on bongo drums. We'll be over here realizing and coming to the fact no matter who we are, the Israelites. Maybe you should find out you're Hamites. Congresses embraced socialism and became a professor at Atlanta University. It says, once the Second World War had ended, he engaged in peace activism and was targeted by the FBI. Now, do you think he was just targeted by the FBI and it went away? No. All right. It might have originally been a little bit of a thing that was, for the so-called black community. But as soon as that FBI came in, bam, infiltrated. That's how it went. So, or it was set up off the bat as either it was a setup from the beginning or it was infiltrated and taken over at some point in time, as the Black Panthers were. I believe that was infiltrated over a little, not too long of a time. I don't believe it was originally a setup. I just believe it was infiltrated. If that's how it went, I can't remember. But it says he spent the last year of his life in Ghana and died in Accra on August 27th, 1963. So he was, he was against lynching, Jim Crow laws, discrimination, yada, 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 right? Pan-Africanism. What is Pan-Africanism? Worldwide movement that aims to encourage and strengthen bonds and solidarity between all indigenous peoples and diasporas of African ancestry. He was keeping you in the dark, man. Keeping you in the dark. You're an African. You're not an African. All right? You're not an African, Jake. You're not. You're an Israelite. All right? Well, there's already Israelites. They're not Israelites. They're Edomites, aka Caucasians. From where? The Caucasus Mountains. P5 me man, you woman, me get stick and hit you in head. That the fucking cave beasts. That's who those people are. They're dumb. They're dumb, and that's why they're so dumb today. All right, and W.E.B, boy, who was his daddy? Let's go and look up. Who was his dad? Let's see. Well, all we got to do is go over here and look up. We got it. And the next thing, look up that and type in father. Who is his father? His father, oh, we don't even see. I'll get rid of this so you don't think I pre-planned it. His father was Alfred Du Bois. Who is his father? It says, well, let's go look at him first. Let's go get a look. Well, who is W.E.B's father? A barber, and in it, he was in, let's see if we can find it. Early life. Okay, his mom, all right, let's see, where was it? He was born to Alfred and Mary Sylvina, okay? Mary Bogart's family was part of a very small free black population. She descended from Dutch, African, and his mom could have even been a Tare. From Dutch, African, and English ancestors. So none of those were so maybe African because they lump black people in with African, but she was descended from Dutch and English, white, so-called white, and African ancestors. So she could have even been a Tare. She don't look quite right in the face either. She was born in it says maternal great great grandfather. That's on his mom's side, maternal. A slave born in West Africa. All right, so West Africa, okay, maybe she was a Jake. Maybe not. We don't know. Can't talk to her, can't have a conversation with her, so we don't really know at the end of the day. But anyway, going back, his great-grandfather, his paternal great-grandfather, all right, on his dad's side, was James Du Bois of Poughkeepsie, New York, an ethnic French American, all right, of Hawana, right? So, There you go. Go on, shut that off. It says fathered several children with slave women. His great grandfather was a French American. Ha ha ha. He's a French, right? That liked popping slave women. That's what he liked doing. Several children. He had several children with him. I just like them brown. Ha ha ha. That's what he liked to do. All right. One of James' mixed race sons was Alexander. Yada 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 yada. Right. All we got was his great grandfather that he descended from was what? A French American. Ha ha. All right. And that guy was he's an Edomite, man. He's a setup. Okay. This is him here. All right. Look at that Edomite drip. Look at that. No, you like my vest. Ha ha. No, it looks like shit. No. So that's what he looked like. That's a, you know, more than likely an Edomite. More than likely an Edomite. And how this guy was set up, he was a tear. He was a tear. It was a setup tear. All right. So, you know, and that's the thing. Going back to Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right. And all throughout the Renaissance, all right, Esau went around, you know, knocking noses off of statues, erasing history because they knew that they're the Edomites and they wanted to control the agenda. Now, you don't think that information was passed down and down and down and down? So these people know who they are and they know how that works. You got to realize that they knew things, how things were back then. They know that it goes by the bloodline of your father. Who you are is of your father. All right. It's of your father's bloodline. All right. Who you are. So you can have an Edomite mother. And if you have an Israelite father, you're an Israelite. You can have an Israelite father and you can have a Hamite mother and you're still an Israelite. All right. But if you have a Israelite mother, but your father's an Edomite, you're an Edomite. And when you have kids, they're going to be Edomites. And when that boy has a kid, they're going to be Edomites, and so on and so forth. Okay. It continues down the bloodline. You can't get that Edomite out once it's in. Okay, you can't breed it out. It's not something you can breed out. It's in there. You might be able to get rid of the color, but you can't get rid of the lineage. Okay, so these top elites know that, man. They know that. Oh, who's your father? Oh, French man. Oh, okay. Well, we have an interesting proposition for you. You know, and so you know these people know these micro hats. All right, these micro hats. They know. They know what's going down. They know how things work, but you Jakes don't. So he was a setup. This guy was a setup. He was a setup and a tear. All right? He was a setup and a tear. So let's get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Let's go ahead and get that. For all you Jakes, never believe anything the white man tells you or any of the things that they're involved in. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never, right? Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. All right? And if you have a little bit of rust, is that good? No, it's just a little bit of rust. No, it's never good. It's never, ever good. Ever. Okay? All they do is lie. They make shit up. They're bullshitters. All right? They're bullshit specialists. Right? That's their specialty is bullshit, lying, killing, and murdering. That's who these devils are. So what do you think they're going to do? Bullshit, lie, and murder. That's what they do. And steal, all right, and do all of their weird fucked up shit. That's just who they are. That's who they is. That's what they is with, right? So Job 13 and 4, it reads, but ye are forgers of lies. If you forge something, that means you manufacture something. Not forge as in lying, because that's another thing too. But forge, right here, to make or shape by heating it in a fire. We'll just get it, the whole thing. It's not really the top one because that's how you forge, you know, metal objects. But it's creating something, right? Definition 2, create a relationship or new conditions, right? Create. To build up, to construct, to form, to create, to establish, right? To put together. So they do what? They put together lies. They create lies. They make new ones, all right? But you are forgers of lies. You're all, so like you're physicians of no value. What's a physician? You can go and look that one up on your own. There's your homework. What's a physician? All right, if you're too lazy to do it, all right, it's a doctor for the most part. It's a doctor. All right, they're doctors of no value. They don't have any healing powers. Okay, they don't have any healing powers. All right, and if you go and look up here, there's so many things, man. Rosa Parks was also a big advocate on what? Planned Parenthood. Okay, she was a big advocate on Planned Parenthood. All right, and telling black women that you don't have to start a family until you're ready. All right, which was black genocide. All right, which is black genocide. So, and someone in the comments, I don't think I have that one saved, but someone in the comments mentioned that, let's see. Yeah, I don't have that one saved. But someone was talking about, oh, no, it doesn't matter. She was still a very prominent figure, and she helped, advocate for Planned Parenthood and black women, getting ready to start their families when they're ready. And someone in the comment typed black genocide, but okay. All right? So even some Jake knows what's going on. She was a staunch supporter of Planned Parenthood, even serving on the board of advocates for Planned Parenthood. All right? So she was a Planned Parenthood. She was, and who was with Planned Parenthood? All right. Here's a little someone that you ought to know about. Margaret Sanger. All right. She was the president of International Planned Parenthood. And who did she work with? The KKK. So it's all set up, man. It's all set up. Going back to the title of the lesson, W.E.B. Bois was a Tare, and Rosa Parks was a setup. If you go back and go look up Rosa Parks even, let's go look at her father, okay? As I got it all messed up. His name was James Macaulay. Now, if we go and look at a picture of him, again, it's not by looks. Something already looks a little off. Just saying, something already looks a little off. All right, now who was his daddy? Let's go and find that out. Let's see who was his father. His dad was Anderson Macaulay. Who was Anderson Macaulay? This is him here. All right, and it's so back long ago that they didn't even have photographs. It's just a drawing. He was son of Geogi, a Creek Indian, supposedly, and Charles Macaulay, a soldier, and Charles Macaulay, a soldier of Irish and Cherokee descent. Now, who knows if he was a $5 Indian? All right, so who knows? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. All right, so maybe Rosa Parks was, maybe she wasn't a Tare. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a Tare. I really wouldn't be, because it says he's the son of a Creek Indian and Charles Macaulay, who was a soldier of Irish and Cherokee descent. Now, we know that some of the Irish, a good chunk of them are Jakes, but there's also a good chunk of them that aren't. Just because you're Irish doesn't mean you're instantly a Jake. Just because you're a so-called black person doesn't mean you're instantly a Jake. All right? I think I said so-called Jake. Just because you're a so-called Irish person doesn't mean you're a Jake. All right? A lot of the Italians, like the Sicilians, are Jakes. But does that mean every Italian's a Jake? No, there's still a lot of Edomites. Okay? So we don't know. Again, I can't go and talk to James Macaulay and pick his brain and talk to him and weigh him through the scripture and ask him certain things and see if his horns pop out. So I don't know at the end of the day. All right? But I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Now, W.E.B. Bois, based off how he acted and things he was with and this whole setup, yeah, he was a Tare. All right? But Rosa Parks, it could go either way. Either way, it was a setup. All right? It doesn't really matter. All right? And it's going to sound good. All right, because they get professional speakers. They have all these things, double speak, all these different ways to talk to you, right? To get you to say, wow, what they're saying sounds really good. It's actually just very harmful. All right, this is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. He might be saying something real smooth, but deep behind those words, he has war, or anger and death and bloodlust behind those words. Okay, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. These Edomites, man, they hey, just because they say something that sounds good don't mean it's good. Look, and everybody goes along with it. Just like when Bill Gates said that something about that population control. I'm not going to mention it because they don't like us mentioning it. But when he talked about the thing with the thing, that the thing when you did the thing, and the people that think the thing, you do the thing, and then you'd be dead. Because population control. Now, what did that mean? I don't know. Figure it out. We're not going to tell you. So you can't jump to assumptions, Esau. They'll try to take the video down over some. Well, he said the thing about the thing. We know what that thing is. Do you know what that thing is, or maybe you don't? The people that watch these videos and they're in the know, they'll know what I'm talking about when I'm covering up the dust. All right, with that. But you don't know what that is. That could be a million times. He talked about the thing with the thing. What thing? Windows 11? Or what about when he was talking about Windows 10? Or what about when he was talking about the Xbox? What about that thing? Maybe you do know, E. Maybe you don't. Right? Use the Jedi mind tricks on you, right? You try to use them on us, all right? We'll use doublespeak right on back. So Proverbs 4 and 16, this is Esau, right? For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Tossing and turning in bed. You know, their wife. You okay, Henry? You know, Margaret, I just can't sleep. I didn't kill one person today. You know, I didn't even put anything on TV that could have been, confusing to them. I'm just gonna go for a quick midnight kill and I'll be back. All right, and then they'll be able to sleep. Right? They can't go to bed unless they've done some terrible things. Right? It's their comfort to them. All right, it's comforting to them. Oh, we're Edomites. Me. As they go to bed, counting bodies. They say, oh, counting sheep to fall asleep. Esau is counting bodies. Look at all these people we killed. We did a damn good job, didn't we, Jim? That's them. That's how they are. They're evil. They're devils, man. Look at their society. Look what the things that they do. And then realize that, hey, these people are fucking evil. They're wicked, man. They are wicked. They're evil. All right? They're here to help us out. Where's the reparations then, Jake? They're here to help you out. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? There's multi-billion-dollar billionaires out there. And what color are they? Look at all their color. It's not about color, but they're all Edomites. What do they look like? They don't look like you. All right? And these people could be pitching in to give you reparations, but they don't want to. There was that one guy that said, we're not going to give reparations. Fuck that. All right? What that translate is those dirty little coons aren't getting any of my money. All right? Fuck them. All right? Even though, and the thing is, because if they gave all the money back from slavery, this society would crumble, because Jake would have all the money and Esau would be asked out, because America was built on the back of slaves and slave labor. Okay? So they wouldn't have any money left. They'd be fucked. All right? So that's why they're not going to give the money back. All the gold and the chains and the things that they have in the Vatican, the Ark of the Covenant. They have artifacts of ours. You just know they have those things. All right? And we won't see them in this lifetime, because they got them all hidden. They don't want us to find out who we are, because if you had those, you'd be able to see them. That's why the Vatican's so secret. All right? Because you got the fucking false prophet over there. All right? The Roman Catholic Church. That fucking bitch-ass Pope. All right? Fuck the Pope. All right? He's a bitch. All right? He ain't shit. You Catholics. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. You're talking about the Pope. Fuck the Pope. All right? And fuck the Vatican. It's a bitch-assness. And they stole our artifacts. And here you are defending some white-ass, crack-a-lackin'-ass Pope that has all of your things. All right, all of your gold, all of your artifacts, all of your real stuff from your real heritage that they don't want you to see, because they don't want to know who you are. All right, so you stay black. All right, you stay Latino. All right, because they don't want you to know who you really are. All right, you stay that, because you're not an Israelite. You stay black now. You stay black now, Jamal. All right, and you stay Mexican now, there, Josue. You stay that. Don't. Hey, running foot. You're out of line. Get back there. You're not a Gadite. You're running foot. All right, you're running foot. You are a Cherokee Indian running foot. You stay right there and you smoke that pipe. All right, don't you come over here and try to get on. That's how they are. They don't want you to know anything, man. So this ain't our arrest. We're not gonna. We're not gonna prosper here. They're gonna give us our reparations. They're gonna give us our land back. They're not giving us shit back. All right, they took all of our stuff, and the only thing we're gonna get in return back is a bullet. All right, if we try to fuck with them, that's the only thing they'll give you. They'll give you a bullet through the skull. All right, they'll give you a terrible disease. All right, and that's all through Yahweh Shemiah Shai's judgment. All right, but that's what they'll give you. They won't give you anything good. All right, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart. This is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. All this shit is a setup. All of Babylon, man, it's a setup. It's a setup, man. Everything's a psyop. It's all set up. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. All right, it's all set up by Esau, man. And if you have the Spirit working with you through Yahweh Shemiah Shai will let you know that is indeed the case. But if you don't, you're going to stay here all dumbed down, all right, and gross darkness. Oh, I'm black, blackety blick, blackety black, man. That's what you're going to stay. Arise and depart. Does that mean get on a plane and leave? No, it means spiritually depart. Come back to who you are. Realize that this place is not your rest. This isn't a place to build up and form families and build. I'm going to prosper. I'm going to build a nice big house. You can do those things. If you want to build a house, build a house. If you got the money to do it, all right? You want to get a wife, get a wife. All right? But realize that that's not the ultimate goal of the society, and that Yahushua is coming back soon. He's going to tear down your house. All right? And if your wife's not a part of the elect, all right, or an Israelite, she's going to get torn down with that house as well. Same with you if you're not part of the elect. You got to realize that, man. This place is built for destruction and destroying you, not for bringing you back into your heritage and helping you out. That's only through a blessing of Yahweh Shemiah Shai that we have this knowledge and this truth and understanding. Because if Esau had anything to do with it, he would not let us have an ounce of that knowledge. But he can't stop it, because he can't understand the Bible. He doesn't get it. He don't know. All right? He don't know. So I'm going to grab a drink, and then we're going to get this last scripture for this lesson and close out. Bear with me just one moment. Perfect amount of coffee. Just finished it off. So, Baruch 2:30 reads, "For I knew." We'll go up from 29. We'll go up from 28. It says, "As thou spakest, Slakia, Baruch 2:28, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them." Look, if you listen to me, it's in the book of Deuteronomy, right? The curses, right? If you listen to me, all these good things will happen to you. If you don't, all these curses will happen to you, right? And that was Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy, is it 30? 28, right? Deuteronomy 28, all right? This whole chapter right here, I don't have time to read it, unfortunately, because I got to head down to the slavery machine, right? The plantation, and I got to do it on Sabbath, because it's not our rest, all right? That's not rest. Me having to go to work on Sabbath, that's not rest. That's not rest, and I'm not the only one that has to do it. There's brothers and sisters out there right now. At least I had a little bit to my day, all right? A little bit. It's 2 p.m. here. At least I got through a little bit of my Sabbath, right? There's some brothers that had to get up and work at like 6 or 7 in the morning. They didn't even get to rest. I got to sleep in at least. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for that. There's some brothers that had to get up at the fucking ass crack of dawn, 5, 4 in the morning, and take their ass to work. All right? That's not rest. On the Sabbath too? Psh, that's bullshit. That ain't rest. That's bullshit. All right? So this ain't our rest. All right? And that's that curse, that hard bondage, man. Hey, go and read Deuteronomy chapter 28. Maybe I'll go into it soon, Lord willing. All right, Lord willing, we'll go into the curses again soon. Maybe we'll just do a whole lesson, just reading the curses and talking about them. And hey, man, there's so many topics and not so much topics, not so much time, man. And that's why I mentioned that the other day. It's so great that we have all these brothers. You know, you got Elder Menat Zatba, Elder Yashawamba. Can't forget the apostles, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Ramallah. You know, all making different types of lessons and topics at the same time because, man, there's so much. And, you know, we have to, cycle through them. But, there's something that we might not be able to touch on today, but I know some brother out there today is talking about the curses, all right? So, Lord willing, we'll get on this soon, if it's on the forefront of my mind. That'd be a great thing to do, all right? Just leave. I could probably even leave it up so it's on the forefront of my mind when I see it. But look, man, we were scattered because why, all right? We'll go on to verse 14. It says, or 13, where was it? No. 15. All right? And that's what happened to us. 15 and down is what happened to us. All right? Right? Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, right, and overtake thee. And in here, let's get it. Verse 64, all right, of Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Let me read it again. Verse 64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Idols. All right, and going on down, right? Look, 68, the transatlantic slave trade, right? We don't have like a lot of time to do it, unfortunately. That's why I said I want to do a whole lesson on, because there's a lot, man. There is a lot you can go through here and grab curses and directly correlate to them to our people. All right, so, and it doesn't match up the micro hat people. All right, it doesn't fit them. All right, it doesn't fit the micro hat people. Okay, we were scattered out of the land of Israel. So why are they dwelling there in the land of Israel? All right, there might be a few, but the vast majority of Israel is not going to be in Israel, because we were kicked out of that land and scattered for our transgressions against the Lord. You understand that? So who are those people over there right now? not us. All right, and there are some Jake over there. There's a little bit of Jake, a little bit of everywhere. Asia, right? Russia, probably, but we're not there in the vast majority. The vast majority of people living over there are Israelis. All right, so who are they? Not us. That's another topic for another lesson again. But Baruch 2:29, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them. Okay? Here we go. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. We are starting to come back to that knowledge, all right, and this understanding through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and remembering our true heritage being Israelites. Not black, not brown, not Negroes, not Latinos, not Native Americans, not Cubans, none of that, all right? Israelites, all right? Israelites. So W.E.B. Du Bois was a Tare, and Rosa Parks was a setup, all right? So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, B.H.M, Yahweh Shai, B.H.M Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me the truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. Until next one, Lord willing, shalom.